soon will know. That ominous date fast approaches, December 21st, 2012.
The 2012 is the date the world ends because of the Mayan calendar cliché.
He stands at the entrance to this long-lost place, armed with the knowledge of Altair and the abilities of Ezio. He holds in his hands the apple of Eden, and we stand at his side, ready to support him however we can. His name is Desmond Miles.
Previously on Assassin's Creed.
My son, you do not remember me. I am Jor-El.
And I know what I'm looking for, by the way. It's a key. Just no idea where it is, though.
Duh. That's why you're looking for it. Care for some boxed wine, anyone?
Invitation, please. Shall I take your coat, sir?
The theatre employee doesn't verify the legitimacy of Haytham's ticket. Convenient ladder going to nowhere is convenient. Nobody glances up to see Haytham climbing with monkey-like skill, and nobody sees his fingers gripping the ledge. Haytham didn't collect his hat. Does he always leave his hat behind when he assassinates someone? He must go through a lot of hats. Just in case you didn't know what game you've been playing for the last 15 minutes, here's our logo.
You lying, cheating, no good son of a bitch.
Stereotypical, over-the-top Scottish accent is stereotypical. I'm surprised she didn't ask Haytham if he wanted some haggis.
Masters Lee and Kenway, was it? I'll have your bags brought up.
Terrible voice acting is terrible. I guess Ubisoft pulled a random bloke off the street. These guards are apparently here to watch Benjamin suffer, not to guard the door.
It's located below the strip, beneath 200 feet of solid earth. It safeguards every dime that passes through each of the 3 casinos above it, and we're gonna rob it.
Smash and grab job, huh?
Theo, a slave, is allowed to ride shotgun. Why? So she and Haytham can meet, of course. If the plan was to attack the convoy from above, why did they overturn the cart? The regulars have been shot, stabbed, and bludgeoned, but their uniforms are in perfect repair.
What's the plan?
You're just now asking what the plan is? You idiot. 1 second, Silas is on the ground. The next, he's on his knees.
It was she who helped the others to safety. If we can find her, I believe I'll have my answers.
Her unasked for assistance convinces Haytham that Theo has the information he needs.
Close to here, there is a hill. Meet me there, and we'll see if you speak the truth.
A hill? But hills are all around us. Couldn't she be more specific?
You're sure that's where we're going?
Aye. The Bulldog's putting together another expedition.
Convenient loud conversation about the man whom Haytham is seeking is convenient.
Oi! Where you going, Cully?
Me?
No, the other cock Robin.
Well, I was leaving.
Oh? And now?
Well, now, I'm going to feed you your teeth.
Taking away a sin for badassery. Death by splits.
It is time. We've set up camp to the north. Meet me there.
Does Theo know how big the north is? Terrible directions are terrible. She might as well say, meet me by the tall tree. The soldier kindly holds off shooting Haytham so Theo can rescue him at the last second. When Desmond finds this wall, there's graffiti and no cave drawings. I guess the graffitists decided to clean the wall before vandalizing it?
You are a Templar.
Yeah, decent plot twist, Ubisoft. Taking away a sin. Glitchy ring is glitchy. Narration. A quarter of the way through the game. Not only does Ubisoft force us to endure crap-child acting, but they make us read subtitles at the same time.
I could snap your neck, you know.
The evil villain gives a speech before attempting to kill the protagonist cliché.
What is your name?
Charles Lee. Why do you ask?
So I can find you.
And I will kill you.
The dragging the protagonist away from his dying/dead/going-to-die parent whilst he's shouting no cliché. I'm no escaping from underneath debris expert or anything, but it looks to me as if she could have easily escaped by straightening her legs and scooting backwards.
What? I was told you could train me.
I'm too old to get mixed up in this stuff again.
But if I don't become a true hero, I'll never be able to rejoin my father, Zeus!
fat joke. I know we don't generally sin glitches, but she just walked through Sam Adams. In a cutscene, no less.
As we're cutting timber, we're hoping to open a mill in the area.
There's a good place not far from the manor on the hill where I'm staying.
I like you already.
Two lumbermen show up right after we learn that the merchant in town is short on lumber. I think this game has more fortuitous moments than a Dickens novel. The only difference is that Dickens' fortuitous moments make Dickens good, but these are just lazy.
Time passed quickly after that. Days became months. Months became years.
Connor says that months turned into years, but the subtitle reads 6 months later.
Looks like your friend's about to catch a beating.
Where is Charles Lee?
Connor is so clever. Without planning, he approaches two random blokes and angrily asks them where Charles Lee is.
I'm not supposed to kill you, but the boss man didn't say anything about f***ing you up. So you got to the counter.
Daniel considerately moves closer to Desmond so that Desmond can disarm him.
So who the hell is Daniel Cross?
Desmond somehow knows Daniel's name, even though Daniel never introduced himself.
Who are you?
Ask your father.
They were working on a bunch of different solutions, but nothing worked. Just went from one to the next, and then... I don't know. They must have left at some point.
Confusing backstory is so confusing that Desmond gives up trying to explain it.
What do you mean? What has happened?
Connor's dialogue coach was Tommy Wiseau.
We cannot oppose the Sachem, but you're right as well. We cannot give up our home.
Canon Token's dialogue coach was also Tommy Wiseau. Connor is a dick to recently repaired houses.
Connor, I'd like you to meet some like-minded friends. The owner of this fine establishment, William Molyneux, and the manager and chef of his newest venture, Stéphane Chaffeau.
Wow, he got cleaned up really quickly.
I'd buy you an ale, but I'm expecting somewhere else.
The guard doesn't shoot his gun or call for help. Instead, he stands there like a mute idiot.
We need to keep those bastards at bay while the tea's being dumped.
This should have been a stealth mission. Historically, the people behind the Boston Tea Party dressed as Native Americans and quietly carried out their plot in the middle of the night. For a game that prides itself on historical accuracy, this is very inaccurate. That little tea-dumping shit.
William Johnson has returned with all the money required to buy our land. He meets with the elders as we speak.
You are tearing me apart, Lisa!
How is this possible? We destroyed the tea.
You destroyed one boat's worth of tea. Do you seriously think that Johnson had all his equity tied up in one boat of tea? Seriously? Have you ever taken Economics 101? Diversity, mate. Jeez Louise.
I offered you an olive branch, and you knocked it from my hand. Perhaps you'll respond better to the sword.
Are you threatening us?
Do you really have to ask? The gun doesn't answer your question? Or the explicit threat?
You sought to claim these lands for the Templars.
Aye, that we might protect them.
Subtle political anti-Iraqi invasion commentary is not so subtle.
William Johnson is dead. On his body was a letter addressed to John Pitcairn.
For whatever reason, Ubisoft decides that we should hear about the letter, not see Connor take it. Every soldier is identical. Either the American Revolutionary Militia comprised a giant family of identical twins, or Ubisoft is lazy. I think we'll go with the latter.
The regulars are on the march.
Here, Connor correctly calls the British Army regulars, but he calls them redcoats throughout the rest of the game.
You don't say.
You don't say. You don't say. You don't say.
Who was it?
He didn't say.
Comic Wilhelm scream used at a point where someone's leg's blown off. There's nothing comic about that. In the Assassin's Creed universe, avoiding incoming cannonballs is as easy as staying in motion.
I can't help but feel some pride in your success.
And why should I give you any credit?
What an ungrateful little shit. Discount Sam Rockwell.
You missed me, sweetheart.
Connor's clothes were taken away, but Hickey's weren't.
You're serious, aren't you?
Nope, I'm not serious, I'm Connor.
See, everything hinges on the key I forged. But that loud Finch stole it.
Why don't you speak a little louder, mate? It's not like this is sensitive information or anything.
He must be dealt with. You as well. I will abide no more flies in the ointment.
Here's how it's gonna work. First we bind you and bring you to your cell. Then tomorrow, you go before the court, accused of plotting to kill good old Georgie.
Why don't they shoot Connor? Oh, right, because then the game would be over.
He maintains a deadly silence.
Sackcloth Bag gives Connor cataract vision. This soldier must be a hologram because General Putnam walked right through him. Daniel momentarily confuses his gun with a throwing knife. Nobody in the hallway, then poof. 4 people materialize.
Father.
Connor.
How does Haytham know who Connor is? Have they even met before now? Also, how did Haytham know he was coming? He must have been waiting up there for hours. Instead of firing their weapons immediately, these soldiers decide to sacrifice themselves so the game can be longer. How sweet.
I will wait here then.
Of course you will.
Oh, I'm sorry. Would you like me to come along and hold your hand, perhaps? Provide kind words of encouragement?
Best exchange ever. Taking away a sin.
That should suffice.
In the Assassin's Creed universe, everybody's clothes fit everybody.
I found my mother burning alive.
No, you didn't. You found her about to burn. Big difference.
You're too late. Church and the cargo are long gone. And I'm afraid you won't be in any condition to follow.
Why don't they shoot Haytham and Connor immediately? Because then the game would be over, silly.
Let's go.
In the Assassin's Creed universe, guards are terrible at quickly shooting their targets. The entire building catches fire as if it had been soaking in oil for the past 3 days.
No, don't do that. There's no way of knowing what's on the other side!
Haytham loses another hat.
Your enemy would beg to differ. And would not be
Is he drunk or dead? I really can't tell.
And what's this?
private
Oh,
correspondence.
of course it is. Would you like to know what it says, Connor? It seems your good friend here has just ordered an attack on your village.
Who did what and why must wait. My people come first.
Then let's be off.
No, you and I are finished.
Son.
How long do you sit on this information, or am I to believe you discovered it now?
Connor's starting to get a bit annoying. I guarantee that, had Haytham revealed this fact earlier, Connor would have said something like, "You're lying, you're trying to poison me against Washington."
Charles Lee. But
Canon Token trusts Charles over his close friend. Instead of hiding in plain sight, Desmond decides it's a good idea to look as shady as possible.
You want it? Fine. Here it is.
Wait! No!
Mind control ex machina.
Of course not.
Ah.
The hem of Connor's coat.
He will wait. He will watch. And then, when he's seen all his life's work brought to ruin, only then will I allow him to die.
Why not kill Connor now? Because then the game would be over, you silly.
Only then will I allow him to die.
Then you have my permission to die.
Why do you persist? You put us down, we rise again. You end one plot, we forge another. You try so hard, but it always ends the same.
Ubisoft unintentionally describes the Assassin's Creed series.
You are tearing me apart, Lisa!